We have the Rose Phantom here tonight and Purgatory Pete. Guys, good evening. Welcome to K-Talk and thanks for stopping by tonight.
Hello, good evening.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, well, it's an honor to have you both here. Why don't you give our listeners, I usually read the bios, but I might as well go ahead and throw it out to you, Mr. Phantom. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your life? Well, I'll give a high-level bio. You're a filmmaker and a musician, and you've got a new project coming up. But why don't you go ahead and tell our listeners about what you're doing and what you've done and how you got into what you do today.
Well, like you said, I'm a musician and filmmaker, so I've been marrying those two mediums for quite some time now. And just wanted to do something different and had a new vision of what to do. Mm-hmm. And that's how Conjuring the Spirits kind of formed in my mind.
Okay.
Which will be ghost hunting. It's a ghost hunting documentary style type TV show.
Okay.
Independent of course. But it's ghost hunting with a twist.
Gotcha. So if we can back up a little bit.
Yeah, let's back up.
Because we definitely want to talk about what you have on your plate, what you're moving forward with. How long have you been a musician? When did you get started doing music?
Well, I've been into music my whole life, and I was just kind of raised in music.
Come from a musical family?
Very musical family.
Gotcha.
And just been raised with that type of mentality, almost like a religion.
Really?
The religion in our household was music, you know.
Do you like all types of music? I mean, we're going to play a couple songs off your albums that you've done, but I mean, do you like a little bit of everything?
I like everything that's good.
Everything that's good. Okay. Fair answer, without a doubt. I'm willing to listen to anything because I think it takes not only a talent, but it's the passion and the heart and soul that produces stuff. And even if it's something that I don't like or you don't like, the person that's putting it out, the musician that's putting it out, I mean, that's their passion. That's their heart and soul. They live for it.
Yeah, it's got to be moving.
It does.
And that's when the passion comes into it.
Just like
that's when it shows.
Exactly. Just like filmmaking or doing a radio show every night. You know, you've got to love to do it. You got to want to do it, and
you can also hear the passion in some people's work.
Right.
And sometimes you can hear the lack of passion.
Right. Like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's not really her work.
Right.
Those other people are writing her songs.
Right. Exactly.
Everyone knows that.
Exactly.
But the real ones, the real passionate artists are the ones that I kind of gravitate towards.
Gotcha. So now I have had the opportunity, I met you this last year and talked about this. We're going to talk about your project tonight a little bit and what you're moving forward on. But you gave me a couple CDs. You have videos out on YouTube. There's a couple websites we're going to be talking about tonight. So not only are you a musician, but you're also a filmmaker, and you do your own music videos. And my understanding is with your music, that's all you. You don't have a band per se. You put the whole thing together, and these are all original works of art. These are all original songs.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just me in the studio. I mean, on the last album, I was accompanied with. I had a producer with me, so I was seeking a producer on that one, someone to kind of bounce ideas off of and that sort of thing. So, but usually it's just me in the studio alone, doing all the parts myself, and that's kind of how I like it. Right. But it's always good to have other people come into what you do because that can just make it better.
Sure. What are some of your, as far as I don't know if we want to call them mentors, but as far as groups that you idolized, groups that you like,
have been compared to?
Yeah, compared to what? Why don't you name a few? What's some of the stuff that you enjoy listening to?
Well,
I see on your long bio you put Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
I love Tears for Fears.
You know, Depeche Mode, and you know, Pink Floyd. It's all over the place. I can go on and on and on. David Sylvian, David Bowie. Well, these are all artists that move me, and that are real.
Right.
They're real. It's not contrived.
Right.
And you can hear that in the music. It's very important.
Well, and we'll hear that in some of your stuff tonight, too.
No, all mine's contrived.
Really?
Definitely not. It's really the only thing I care about.
No, and again, we'll play some of your stuff. Now, people, if they want to go check out your music and your website, they can go to therosephantom.com, and that has a lot of your stuff on it. You can go out there. It's a really interesting site and fun to dig through. And then not only is your music there, when I went through it, it's been a while, but you had a lot of your early stuff on there. Of course, a lot of it, all of it appears to be filmed here in Salt Lake, or in Utah, I should say.
Except for one.
Yeah,
one video is filmed in Manhattan.
Really,
Yeah.
really. So all this, I mean, and you've produced all these. I mean, not only have you done the music, but you've done the performances in the music videos, and actually put the music videos together yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did all the editing.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
It is. So again, my hat's off to you, and not only writing the music and performing the music, but then putting the video there. I mean, it's the whole package.
Yeah, and that's very important. That's what a lot of artists these days don't seem to be doing. Right. And if they do it, they do it in a very contrived way. I don't want to say that word too much tonight, but
no, that's fine. So we were talking about on the break with your project that's coming up. You mentioned that you're going to be shooting. How many episodes are you looking to shoot? I mean, are you going to? Obviously, there'll be a pilot episode, and then a season's worth, 12, 14, 16.
Well, that all really depends on how much. I want to shoot as many as I can, but that really just all depends on how much support I can get.
Gotcha.
Really.
And as far as locations, you did mention that you are looking for people to suggest stuff. You don't want to do the mainstream. I mean, there's been, and I think that kind of ties back into a little bit of kind of the mediocre ghost shows that are getting, paranormal shows that are getting put out today. It's Group A that goes to the Purgatory, sanitarium, and then Group B goes there and they do something, except they're on the lower floor, and this one's on the upper floor, and this one's in the attic, and
there's a million people running around.
Right.
And, I felt something.
Right.
Look at my arm.
Right.
I have goosebumps.
Right. So you're looking for something that's very scary, different, dark.
Yeah.
And you're actually open to input if people want to contact you, or you're kind of looking to produce something that's driven by a lot of external inspiration, what people want to see. Because I mean, there are a lot of places out there that have things happening. There are a lot of places that have paranormal activity, but not necessarily everybody knows about them. I mean, there's the big ones, of course, but there's a lot of smaller places that things go on, and maybe the out of the way ones.
And I think there's a lot of places
that nobody's been to.
Well, not only that, but nobody dares to go to.
Right.
It just might be a little bit too scary. And that's
what you're looking for.
That's what I'm looking for. Like I said earlier, this is real. I want to do something real here. This isn't about, the power of suggestion. I really want to conjure. That's my intent here.
Right.
Is to try my hardest to conjure up what I can.
Right.
And I know I can. I just have to, do it the right way.
Right, exactly. A couple other questions for you. It says, do you use mediums, psychics, or any electrical detection equipment alongside your music, or are you planning on doing anything like that?
That's what I'll be doing during the performance segment of the show is I'll probably have, well, Purgatory Pete, he's going to be busy documenting all this. He's the cameraman. And
Behind it mostly.
Yeah, behind the camera, mostly. So if he has a spare hand, we'll put some instruments in his hand.
Gotcha.
Maybe some EMF detectors. We'll also set him down. So we'll have a bunch of things that we will be watching as I perform to see if we are getting anything.
How about this one? Has your music attracted other sounds, possibly someone trying to sing along or play an instrument while your music was being played?
I actually don't know how to answer that.
That's a good question, though. I mean, I think the question more is, has your music attracted maybe EVPs or maybe even any type of paranormal activity?
Yes, I feel that it has. And a good example of that is an album that I recorded about 5 years ago. It was live on location at Butterfield Canyon. Now, I usually don't tell people which canyon, but tonight I just did, so. Butterfield Canyon. It's by Kennecott.
So you went up there and played?
Yeah, I recorded an album. Pretty much improvised during the day. So I had all my keyboards set up, and the PA system was set up. Had to get a generator to do all this. Obviously, there's no power out there. So.
Right.
But I definitely was a very moving experience for me. And I look back on it now, and I wonder who wrote this? Who was playing? Who was using me
As an instrument.
Yeah.
Right.
Something was working through me in the canyon that day, because I don't remember. I really don't remember doing what I did.
I think that's maybe a little more common than maybe we think. I mean, that's nothing new. I mean, I've heard about this on several occasions. That maybe called divine inspiration. I don't know. But a lot of people have been inspired and feel that they've had music written and different things have come through from somewhere else, where things that maybe they would have never even scratched the surface on or even touched.
Yeah, it's just being open and,
Right.
and aware of it.
Right.
I guess I'm trying to be aware of everything, and that ties into the new project. It's kind of like I'm testing the boundaries of reality.
Oh, that's good.
And I think Jim Morrison said that, so I'm not just trying to rip him off. He said something along those lines, but I'll say it again. I'll say it again. And that's kind of what I want to do.
Gotcha.
Legitimately try and do that.
And that's what this new
And that's what Conjuring the Spirits is all about. It's a real look at trying to do this, and hopefully succeeding in doing it, even if we do conjure up the devil.
Well, and I think that
That's if it exists.
are you kind of taking are you more or less? I know Pete's here and he's helping you out.
He's my partner.
He's your partner. He's helping you out with things. But is it kind of you that has the artistic vision of how this show? I mean, do you have this thing kind of played out already in your mind, and now it's going to go? Now you just got to put the whole thing together.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how everything I've done has been structured that way.
You don't wing it.
No, I had this idea. They almost come. Well, they come out of nowhere, and you have to cultivate an idea, but this one didn't take much cultivation in order to grow. It just came. I want to say a little, more 2 years ago. I want to say that I've had the idea in the back of my head that I want to do this. And then it wasn't until a couple months ago, the end of last year, where I just woke up one day and it hit me. It's like, this is what you need to do.
Said you're going to do it.
It's like everything you've done has led up to this point, and it feels so natural to go down this new road. And it's very exciting, because I'm introducing a new one of my passions, the paranormal world. I've always been interested in that, and I'm always doing music and video, so it's very exciting to have this whole the ghost hunting aspect.
Put it all together.
Mixing that element into it.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and do one of your songs, and then we're going to take an NBC News break, and then we're going to talk about ghost hunting, maybe some of the equipment you use, and we've got a bunch more questions sent in. This song is called Abandon.
Well, we could play a song off Abandon.
Okay, well, the album is Abandon.
Yeah, that's my new album, Abandon.
And All in One?
All I Want, the first track.
Okay.